Assalamu alaikum. Today you're going to draw this form row level drawing. First you're going to look for the reference dimensions. The main dimension you can see is 108 between the center of the semicircle and the circle on the right. And then there are other dimensions that you need to pay attention to, including the ones that are aligned dimension 58. Another thing to note is that this drawing is not symmetrical. This angle is 30 degrees and the lower side is 45 degrees. So first go to AutoCAD and then open your layers template with layers. Go to model space and the drawing you can start on center layer and start a line at 200, 200. Have your ortho on. The length of this line is going to be 108. Go to object layer and first you're going to draw a circle with center diameter because diameter is given, and that's 19. Draw a line from the top quadrant to the right, 14 units long. Repeat, you can mirror that as well. And then select those two lines and trim in between the circle. Draw the second circle with radius 22. Draw a line from the top quadrant to the right, 28 units. Repeat at the bottom quadrant, 28. Select both lines and then trim in between. Use mirror command to mirror this arc on the midpoint of this line and enter no to keep the source objects. If you hover over this semicircle, you will see the center point of this arc. So you're going to draw a circle with radius 12, and from the top quadrant draw a line going left 11 units, and then draw an arc, start and radius, and the radius is going to be 3. You can mirror those two elements on the line of symmetry and then select both lines and then trim in between. At the other end of the line, that's the center of the other circles. The radius, the diameter of the first one is 28.52, and for the second one, diameter 50. There is a keyway at the bottom and the dimension of that is 6.3 by 3.15. So you're going to use polyline and draw that anywhere. So downward 3.5, to the right 6.3. Then back up 3.15. Three 0.15, 6.3 width to the right, and going back up 3.15. Now you can move this from midpoint to the lower quadrant of the inner circle. It's a two-step process. Move this from the endpoint to the intersection, and then select this polyline and trim in between. Now we are going to draw some reference lines at 30-degree angle, and for that we are going to activate the polar tracking, and we need the angle of 30 on the top. Go in center layer, and the angle will snap on 30-degree. There is an offset 12 units upward, and then another offset 5 units. Also there is a line perpendicular to these, and it's going to snap on the angle of 120. Offset that line by 58 units. You can use extend command to extend these. This is going to be the center of the semicircle, and the radius is 10. There is a line that you're going to draw an intersection of this, and it's going to snap on that angle, and it's going to this line that is 5 units offset. You can mirror that across this circle, and then draw a line between those two. To trim that remaining circle, click on those two lines and then trim in between. There is a fillet. Click on radius. Radius is 1.5. That is between these two. And these two. There is another arc of radius 38. And between this line and that, there is a fillet of 12. So click on radius, type 12, and click on this line and this circle. We need a reference line that goes in vertical direction. Also, we can trim this part of the circle. Now you're going to draw an arc from this intersection to a point, nearest point, and there is no dimension given, so we are just going to use approximation for that. So it is a start and radius arc. Start point, this one, and end point is beyond this intersection, and the radius for that is 90. Match properties with object layer and change your object currently as object. On this side there is another circle on this center with radius 32. Click on these two horizontal lines and trim this part of the circle. Then you're going to draw a line from tangent of this line to the tangent of this circle and tangent of this circle. Press Ctrl on keyboard and right click on the mouse and click on tangent and repeat that again. Then trim this piece. Now mirror that on the other side across the point of symmetry and trim this part of the circle. Now there is an arc that goes downward, and for that you're going to start. This is going to be the start point on the left, and the end point is going to be the intersection over here. You do need a reference line, a vertical line passing through the center of these arcs, and then go back to object layer and start and radius arc. Now this one actually is 1/3 between this 90-degree angle. So that's the first start point, this is the end point, and the radius is 76. Back to the center layer and draw a line. Change the polar tracking to 45 degree, and then draw a line from the center of this circle, and it's going to snap on 45-degree angle. Offset that 5 units downward and draw another line passing through the center perpendicular to those lines. It's going to snap on that angle because of the polar tracking. Then offset that 54 degrees. This is going to be the center of that circle that we are going to draw with the radius 10. And then from the intersections over here of that line and circle, you can draw a line perpendicular to the other line. You can either mirror or redraw that line on both sides. Click on those two lines and trim in between those two lines. Then draw a line to join that. There is a fillet of 1.5 radius. Click on radius, 1.5, and then there is another fillet between this arc and this line, and the radius for that is 12. Now there is a similar arc over here and similar arc to this over here. One goes from this point, intersection point, and then it goes slightly beyond this line. So for the arc to go downward, we are going to click this as the start, and this is the end point, and then type the radius 90. And for the arc to go this way, upward, we are going to click first here and then over there. The point is the intersection of this vertical line with this arc, and then over here it's similar to the situation upward. So the arc is start and end is aligned with that on the top, and then radius 76. That completes the drawing, and you're going to clean it up by erasing the extra lines. Any lines that you don't see in the drawing, you can delete them. All the lines that you do require for dimension reference, you can leave them alone. So save your drawing and go to the layout, double click inside and zoom extends. Let's give it an appropriate scale. One to 30 looks good. Lock the viewport and double click outside. Go to dimension layer and add dimensions. You want to start with the smallest dimension, and you're going to move from inside to outward. So the innermost dimension that is given is the center of this and the length of this line, and then center between both of these arcs, and then the center of this, and keep the same gap between the dimensions, about 1/4 of an inch. A line dimension will be used for these two dimensions. all the identical dimensions you are going to draw on one side and not on the other. Then there are radius dimensions. Diameter for this one. This one has a precision of 2 decimals, so we can locally change that because most of the dimensions have 0 decimals. For the keyway, you're going to use leader. And you will notice that dimension text height is 0.18, which you need to change it to 0.125. And then type the text, the width first, 6.3 times or by 3.15. And update your drawing. Update your drawing title. Scale 1 to 30 for this one. And don't forget to update your date. That completes your drawing, and make a PDF. You can upload to PDF. Alternatively, you can also click over here and export, and then PDF. That PDF is going to be saved under whatever folder you choose. You can save it under documents, and then it's going to be saved by this name. So change it to drawing 25. And that completes your drawing. That's it. Happy drawing.